Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. And today is the debut and finale for this game because there's no more requests. There's only three and I'm going to do three songs. This is Asura's Wrath. And the songs we're going to be hearing are In Your Belief, Unleashed Vajra Asura versus Vajra Deuce from the channel's Wisdavision Productions. And then we're ending off with Yasha's theme, Wind Fang, from the channel The Amiel 1000, requested by a bunch of people: Kalanin, David, Robin, and Nicholas. Thank you very much. Before I get started, there's going to be a little thing I want to say here. I've heard of Asura's Wrath for a very long time, and I've had my own theories about it, and I'm going to explain them really quick before I get started. I didn't look up anything. I don't have context on these. I refuse to Google anything until later. But there's a reason why this, I've heard of it and it stuck out to me. And I think I know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. And what I think is going on is that this is related to, or at least a side game of something Capcom. I do not know the developers right at this moment. And the reason why is because I grew up watching a lot of Street Fighter 4. And I still watch Street Fighter 4 actually. And they use a very similar font. So if you see this font here, it's a font called the Abuket font, which you can see here, what Street Fighter 4 used. I don't know if it's the exact same, but it looks pretty close. It's got like that ink look. Also, there's a character called Oni in Street Fighter 4, which looks a lot like characters from Asura's Wrath. And there's a character in Street Fighter 5 called Kage, which looks like also belongs in that world. I don't know if they're related. That's just my guess. And I've been wanting to find out anything, and I'm using this video as opportunity to do so. So at the end of all this, I'm going to finally look it up. But those are my guesses. Or they're just all coincidences. Sorry for the long intro. Three songs though. Don't know the composer, don't know anything. Asura's Wrath. In Your Belief. Let's go. Okay, way calmer than I imagined. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I just saw something. It's the prologue. Third song in the soundtrack. Emotional. Did I have this game all wrong? Oh, there's 4 minutes left. Okay, let me immerse myself a little bit. The song demands it. It sounds like a movie soundtrack right now. Japanese orchestral sounding. I really wasn't. Wow, this is like so beautiful. I was expecting something out of like Metal Gear Rising. Just really metal. Wow. It's so powerful, like eternally powerful. Jeez. It's got the spirit of a warrior, you know what I mean? It's got like, I feel like I'm lifting my spear into the air. This could very well be the main theme too. Like maybe there's motifs that get taken from this. And the bells too. Don't judge a book by its cover, I guess. I'm gonna remind you that I'm not gonna look up anything until after the video. But man, you can just tell that I made some pretty heavy assumptions, because, like I said, right now I'm under the assumption that this is somehow related to Capcom or Street Fighter or something like that. And I mean, I'm aware what those soundtracks sound like, so I was not hoping, but I was thinking that it would be reminiscent of maybe some motifs I've heard before. But that took me in a completely different direction. Very powerful and emotional. And you know what's funny about this is that if I didn't know, because the title says something, I would have guessed that was honestly like credits or something. It's a really like main theme kind of vibe to it. But right here it says In Your Belief Prologue Track 3. So that kind of doesn't leave too much room for imagination. It makes me think that this is, well, the track listing suggests early on in the game, but I'm thinking if this game has a story mode, which I assume something with prologue, it's the first song you hear. So start story mode, this starts playing. It's 5 minutes though, and I don't think it looped. I think because it had that proper ending too. So I have a feeling we hear this whole thing with like dialogue and cutscenes or something. But I just wasn't expecting that. The feels, that was gorgeous. That was really, really good. That reminded me a little bit of some of the like more orchestral stuff from a game that I like called Wild Arms, which Wild Arms just has a very like Western cowboy sound. Doesn't have a lot of this sound, but during some of the more emotional orchestral parts, it gets like this. And it's not that similar. It just reminded me of it. I was not expecting that whatsoever. At all. Because if you recall, I thought it was like relating to Kage, Oni, maybe Akuma. those are evil characters with evil themes and really bombastic stuff. So I'm actually kind of glad I said those assumptions at the beginning, because now they're being shattered. Then again, that's just the prologue. So that was really, really pretty though. Damn. Hey, it's Future Jesse in the editing section of this video. Apparently there was another version of In Your Belief that was requested, the vocal version. I missed this completely, so by the time you're seeing this, I already heard the original video like hours ago. And before I edit the whole thing, I'm going to throw this one in there. And yeah, let's see if what can come from this. So this is Asura's Wrath, In Your Belief, vocal English sub from the channel Will of D. And okay, let's get back into Asura's Wrath. Let's go. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting vocals. Oh. Does it say the singer? Yes, it does. I'll read it later. As of now, like I said, I've heard the songs already, hours ago, and I can safely say the soundtrack is super unique. I'm guessing these lyrics are directed at someone. At this point, the soundtrack kind of has everything. The only thing that was missing was probably vocals, and here we are. Her kindness will burn this world and char the frozen time. I feel like this is just a really under the radar kind of thing. Like no one I know has ever really talked about this game, or I don't really see it talked about too much. I heard about it because of, like I said, what was relevant to me, but I've never heard Asura's Wrath mentioned in my Discord or anything. These lyrics, pretty personal. What were your clear eyes looking at? What was echoing in your shaking heart? Again, just I would never expect this out of this game. Which makes it that much more beautiful, I guess. You know? Shattering expectations. Oh. Just a jarring ending instead of a fade out. It's okay. I'm just gonna assume it faded out into like a obscurity. Okay, so I want to reiterate. I am putting this part in the video right after I hear the original of In Your Belief, and then anything you see after this were my initial thoughts. So this is like at the end of everything. So it's kind of weird, but basically, I shared my thoughts. So we'll get to that. I just wanted to explain this one. When I first heard In Your Belief, which is the first song I ever heard from Asura's Wrath, it really kind of like started the whole sequence of events of just being completely shocked. I don't want to like spoil the rest of the video, but basically it was just, oh, you know, like what is this sound that I was just completely not expecting? And then it just became this really beautiful thing, and I went on this kind of tangent of, oh, okay, this is sounding like a main theme or credits, I said. Now, I do recall at some point I discovered a little later on that it was in the title, it said prologue, and it was early in the track listing. It was like number 3, I think. This one, I don't know where it plays, but this sounds like my original idea of this sounds like credits now. This sounds like a more... Now that I've seen footage of it and all that, which you'll see later in the video, this now sounds like a way in-game type of song now, and it's way more heartfelt. And honestly, there's just kind of a beauty to being like deviated from your initial thoughts, right? Like I really judged it basically in the nicest way possible. I saw the artwork, I saw the font, I saw the song titles, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Rising, some just really intense thing. And it's just really honestly gorgeous music. And then the vocals was kind of the only thing missing. And here we have them. So in this description, I don't know if it's correct, but it says composer Karu Wada, which I don't know if it's just for this song or if the information I saw later in the video is incorrect, but I saw basically that it was a composer for Dot Hack. So I don't know. Singer is Tomoyo Mitani. Oh, and then right here it says Asura's Wrath main theme. And the only thing I'm going to say here is that also these lyrics seem very, very personal. I don't know who's singing them to who, but there's a definite emotion just being, you know, projected onto the other person. And well, I don't know if projection is the right word, but you know, they're being told to this person. And yeah, another thing I wasn't expecting. So this whole game basically has completely like turned my head upside down as far as like what I thought was going to happen. With that all said, I will resume the me from a couple hours ago, which had no idea of this and what was to come. And it's well, I'm not gonna say anymore, so continue with the video. Okay, still refusing to look at anything. This is Unleashed Vajra Asura vs. Vajra Deuce, track 13. A versus theme, huh? That's maybe more in line with what I was thinking, but we'll see. Unleashed Vajra Asura vs. Vajra Deuce. I had this game all wrong. Oh my gosh. Can you blame me? Look at the thumbnails. Look at the intensity and the everything, right? I was thinking this was gonna be like the fact that this is a versus theme sounds so compelling to me. That it sounds like this. I am shocked. I was so confident going into this. This is so not what I expected. Traditional Japanese beauty? What? Man, I got humbled. This is gonna be one of those videos that just go down in history as something I'm just always gonna remember. I am so perplexed right now. We still have another song to go. This is why you should never assume. Okay, so like I told you, I had my ideas what I thought it was gonna be, but not only that is I guess I didn't mention because I felt like I didn't have to, but I just thought it was gonna be like whatever, metal, just crazy. Because look at that. I knew what the song titles were going into this. I saw Unleashed versus. Okay, when you have a song title with Unleashed in it and a versus, what am I gonna think? Also, look at the character designs. They're super buff, look demonic. Look at the next thumbnail, right? Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, discredit anything. I'm just saying, I did not expect that whatsoever. On both of them. Especially that one. The first one, okay. I was like, okay, you know what? It's the prologue. It's early in the game. Sure. Unleashed? Vajra Asura versus Vajra Deuce. Now, I'm not an expert, but that could very well be what the two characters that we're seeing on screen. I don't know if it's a spoiler. I don't know. I don't want to go there, but no way that I think it's going to sound like that whatsoever. I don't even know what kind of game this is yet. I will soon. Could be an RPG, could be an action game, could be a fighting game, but who knows. But I'm not expecting traditional Japanese beautiful string noises in this video. I really wasn't. and it's throwing me for a loop because now with every video that passes, I'm losing more and more confidence as to what my original guesses were. So I just don't know what to say right now. This is really, really beautiful stuff, and I just was not prepared. These are really, really good. I don't want to scroll down and accidentally see something. Let me just move on to this last one, which is a little bit shorter. 1.3 million views. I'm not even gonna try to guess anymore. This is Yasha's theme. Wind Fang from Asura's Wrath. Wish me luck. I'm gonna turn it up. What is happening? What is going on? Seriously. This is the most humbling video I've ever had. Even this is nowhere close to my original idea. This is all left field now. I'm nervous. I feel nervous. Like, I legit feel nervous right now. I'm anxious. I can't wait to look up what this game is about. I'm gonna read the whole like Wikipedia synopsis. Every song that went by, my ideas were just getting shot and shot and shot. I'm like, okay, wait, maybe just nothing of my original. Oh, dude, that was. So the first two were absolutely beautiful songs. This one, while yes, it did get intense, it still wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But I also wasn't expecting like a genre that I'd never heard before. So that's something, right? And you're like, what do you mean you never heard this? For those that don't know, my favorite composer is Ennio Morricone, known for his Sergio Leone movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, For a Few Dollars More, A Fistful of Dollars, Once Upon a Time in the West, something, right? There's just iconic composer from Italy who has passed. Pretty much, to my knowledge, popularized the use of the in soundtracks. and that was by the magic of another Italian musician called Alessandro Alessandroni, who also played the guitar in those soundtracks. He was the whistle. He was Mr. Whistle. I don't know if that's his real nickname, but like he's that whistle. But that's always been used in like Western type stuff, and kind of giving this whole like gunslinger vibe, that thing. But I've never heard in my life the whistle, the Western whistle, but also like it kind of blends a little bit into like the Japanese like flute sound. But either way, I haven't heard that sound with an electric guitar under it. That's a first for me. And it wasn't like blaring metal or anything. It was just like a really aggressive hard rock thing. The guitars aren't doing crazy riffs, just dum da 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 dum dum. It's like a real driving rhythm thing. The quality on this video is not the greatest. Let me see when it was uploaded, actually. 13 years ago. That makes sense. I can't even imagine how that song sounds in-game. Or through a better upload, but whatever. But what I'm saying is, even it bled through that. I could hear just how dope that was. That was like two or three of my favorite genres like combined at once. So the whole time, I went from like, ooh, I have these ideas and theories of what this is going to be, into like, oh, into, oh, into, oh, just constantly like shooting my kneecaps. So I don't know what to believe anymore. Now, the moment of truth that I've been avoiding for such a long time is, what is this game? I'm about to find out the composer, the developer, if it's related to SF, whatever. This is my first time. Wikipedia. You're about to see. So now I'm reacting to Wikipedia articles. Is that is that my new thing? Okay. Capcom. So I was right there. Wait, hold on. Publisher Capcom. Developer CyberConnect 2. Okay. So maybe not completely. Okay. I don't recognize any of the producers or directors' names. Composer Chikayu Fukuda. Oh, where have I heard that name? Chikayo Fukuda? Hold on. We're in the rabbit hole now. Chikayo Fukuda. I swear I've heard that name before. She's from Japan. Dot Hack? Oh. Dot Hack. Some Naruto. Okay. Dot Hack. I've heard. Yeah. Okay. I've heard from. Okay. Okay. Let's find out what this is. Asura's Wrath. If you don't want spoilers, I'm gonna try to not spoil anything. Asura's Wrath is a 2012 action video game developed by CyberConnect 2 and published by Capcom for the PS3 and Xbox 360. Taking elements from Hindu and Buddhist mythologies and blending them with science fiction, the game follows titular character, the demigod Asura, as he seeks revenge on the pantheon of other demigods who betrayed him. Sounds kind of like God of War. The story is presented in the style and format of an episodic series of cinematic scenes, including opening and closing credits, with the gameplay shifting between third-person combat, a rail shooter, and interactive sequence with player input in the form of quick-time event button prompts. Because of its unique style, the game has been described in the media as an interactive anime. The game was received positively by critics, with many praising the story, but received mixed responses towards the gameplay and interactive anime style. Is there anything connecting it to Street Fighter whatsoever? Well, it was kind of right on the Capcom part, sort of. Is there any? Oh, so I typed in Street Fighter with Control F. Downloadable content. DLC includes a 2-dimensional fighting mode using the Super Street Fighter 4 mechanics, as well as 2 characters from the game, Ryu, Evil Ryu, and Akuma Oni as opponents, with voices only available in Japanese. Also, untold chapters are included and use hand-drawn animation by Studio 4C, with QuickTime events mostly to fill gaps between the game's chapters. The DLC also allows players to play and see the real ending of the game, which is not available from the disc. Okay. So there's a lot to unpack here. And I was mostly correct in my guess that is somehow connected to Capcom. Although now I'm seeing that it's more of like a Capcom Easter egg with the Street Fighter thing. So I don't know. But I was right on the characters. Because Akuma and Oni and Evil Ryu / Kage look like this character on the right. So I think now what I have to do... Sorry, I'm like fully immersed now. This is the only Asura's Wrath request video I have. So I have to give you guys content. Let me see what this game looks like. I have to. At this point. Oh god, that's probably... spoilers. Dude, this game looks crazy. I'll do like so many views on these videos too. My gosh. Okay, I don't want to get spoiled, you know? You just... But can I just find like a fighting sequence or something? Of course, Maximilian has a video for it. Oh, here we go. Oh, what the heck? Oh my gosh. I am mind blown right now. Okay, hold on. I'm opening up a video. Oh, this is crazy. I'm losing my mind. All right, we're going to watch this together. From the channel Quais Major. It's a 30-second video. It says Asura's Wrath, Evil Ryu Metsu. This is my first time seeing it. I'm going to actually hear it too. Hold on. That's Ryu's theme in the background. Oh, that's Ryu's Ultra. Oh my god, dude. We're not done. I have to show you now. What I know. I'm not even kidding. I've been watching Street Fighter 4 videos for like 8 years now. I'm very well aware of Evil Ryu. He's like completely top tier in this game. Long story short, every character in this game has a super and then like 2 ultras. So very cinematic super moves. The one we just saw in Asura's Wrath is 1-for-1 pretty much carbon copy of, I think it's Ultra 2? And this is what it looks like. Oh, they have the English voices. Those are terrible. Ugh. Well, okay, what he said in Japanese in this video, he says the exact same thing in SF4. So just ignore that English thing. English voices, Street Fighter always sound terrible. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. So it's nice to know that my guesses were correct for the most. Well, I mean, they were pretty accurate guesses. I guessed the characters used. I don't know why they chose them. And now I have to dive deeper into this. So if you played this game and know the lore, I don't know the Street Fighter lore, by the way. I really don't. It's really complicated. I know there's Shadow Liu and it's a mess. And I know Ryu has to do with something, but let me know. Is Asura's Wrath based off of Street Fighter, or is it close enough that they just use like Easter eggs from each other, kind of thing? Or let me rephrase that. Is it a spin-off of Street Fighter? Yeah. Okay. I have a lot of research to do. These are the only songs requested, so there's no more. Meaning, whatever you want to tell me, go ahead. But I'm so intrigued by the music and the just kind of what looks like an incredible story. I can't believe I'm watching scenes from a game that I've been watching forever in another game. Yeah. So feel free to tell me all that, but I'm completely surprised by the music, and I don't know what else to say. But I've never heard of, what was it? CyberConnect 2? Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm going to assume some of these producers and directors are probably shared between the games, but honestly, I don't know any. Okay. That's enough. Whew. Oh, man. Okay. I don't know what to say. That was great. And that's the debut and the finale of Asura's Wrath. Feel free to tell me whatever. And, yeah. Okay. Awesome. I don't know what else to say. Thank you to the requesters. I can see why it's so amazing. Thank you to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. See you later.